Hi everyone, welcome back. So in previous video we have discussed about CI engine or diesel engine fuel injection systems. So especially we have discussed about this air injection system. We have seen construction details, working advantages, disadvantages of this air injection system, and then we move towards solid or airless injection system. In this solid or airless injection system we have explained one type, which is individual pump type fuel injection system. And now in today's video we'll be discussing about this common rail, means we call it as CRDI, common rail direct injection, and then we'll discuss this distributor type fuel injection system, and finally we'll cover this electronic fuel injection system. So now we'll start with this CRDI, common rail direct injection system. So construction details of this system are really very simple to understand. So first we'll start with this construction details and then we'll discuss about working principle. So first we'll see the major components of this system. So first important component that is common in all systems is fuel injector. So according to the number of cylinders used, the number of fuel injectors will vary. Means I have, for understanding purpose, I have only shown one fuel injector here, but I have shown with this arrow, these are the fuel lines. Fuel lines means this is a 4-cylinder engines where we'll be having 4 fuel injectors. 4. Then again, second important component is this pump. This can be called as high pressure pump. To maintain pressure in this system, the work of this high pressure pump is to maintain proper pressure. We know that minimum 70 bar pressure is required or more than that to spray a proper fuel spray or atomized fuel or fine fuel particles. We need to have a pressure which is more than 70 bar. Then we will be having one more pump which can be called as low pressure pump. The function of this pump is to only take the fuel from the fuel tank and to supply that fuel to the high pressure pump. In between you will be having 1 or 2 fuel filters. And then this fuel will be, high pressure fuel will be supplied to this passage. This is a common passage which is called as header or accumulator, which can be called as accumulator. See why we call this as common rail? This is because we will be having a single passage. This single passage is providing fuels to all the lines, and the name as common rail direct injection system, because this passage is directly injecting through this fuel injector to the cylinder. So it is called a common rail direct injection system. And then the next component is this valve. This can be called as high pressure relief valve. Means when high pressurized fuel will enter to this passage, this will enter through this high pressure relief valve. So with the help of this high pressure relief valve and this accumulator, proper pressure is maintained and that pressure is transferred to all the fuel lines. Now the fuel, see now we'll turn toward the working. Working is again very simple. Fuel tank, from this fuel tank, low pressure pump will take fuel and that will be transferred through this filter to the high pressure pump. Through this high pressure pump, this high pressurized fuel, we can say the pressure is around 200 to 300 bar. So this high pressurized fuel will enter through this passage accumulator through this high pressure relief valve, and then according to this opening and closing of this fuel injectors, this fuel will be transferred to the cylinder. So for example, through this accumulator, the fuel will be transferred to this first cylinder or first fuel injector, where the opening and closing, see now we have to understand, we have seen the fuel from fuel tank has entered in this fuel injector. Now we have to understand the working principle of this fuel injector. This is spring operated fuel injector. You will find different types of fuel injectors. So you have to understand the component. This is simple spring. This is spring. Then you will be having this needle wall. This is a needle wall. When this needle wall will be opened, the fuel will be transferred to this, or fuel will be sprayed in this engine cylinder. Then we will be having rocker arm and push rods. With the help of this rocker arm and push rod, the opening and closing movement of this needle wall is taken place. See, it is timed with the help of this cam, and this is follower. So we know that when the engine will rotate, crankshaft will rotate, and with the help of crankshaft, this camshaft is timed. So according to this profile of camshaft, these walls will be opened and these walls will be closed. Means fuel will be sprayed for particular duration, for maybe for first cylinder, second, third and fourth. Accordingly, this camshaft is designed. So for example, now we have seen the fuel from fuel tank is entered in this fuel injector. So this is entered here. In this portion we will be having the fuel. But now we will be having one seal. This seal can be called as packing gland. Packing gland. So with the help of this seal, the fuel will not be transferred to this part. So when this cam will rotate, obviously there will be a upward movement of this push rod. Push rod rocker arm will pivot at this point, and this complete assembly will shift up. So there will be a upward movement of this part of this assembly. As a result of it, needle wall will be lifted up. So this packing gland is attached to the needle wall. So this packing gland is also moving upward. So as a result of it, there will be a gap and the fuel will be transferred to this portion. As the needle wall is lifted up, there is a space. So through this opening, the fuel will be entered in this engine cylinder, and for that particular duration, the fuel will be sprayed in this engine cylinder. Means with the help of this timed cam and follower, push rod and rocker arm movements, this assembly or this needle wall is lifted up, and the force is applied against the spring force. And when this cam is again will rotate, then definitely with the help of this spring force, we will be able to again close these openings. So small amount of fuel will be retained here also. This will be closed. As the needle wall will move down, these openings will be closed. So no fuel will be transferred. And then again, with the help of this packing gland, the fuel will be, or the seal will be provided here also. So some part of fuel will be retained here. And simultaneously, as the cycle will continue, definitely continuously opening and closing movements will be taken place, and the fuel will be spread in the combustion chamber. So this is the construction and working of this common rail direct injection system. But still this system, see, nowadays this CRDI system is used in many vehicles, and this CRDI system is capable, or we can connect an electronic operated module, or we can call it as ECM or ECU, electronic controlled module, in order to improve the accuracy of this fuel spray, timing, everything is controlled with the help of this ECM. We are about to discuss this in your next system, which is electronic fuel injection system. So if we attach this electronic module with the CRDI system, then definitely we will get a better performance. But now this time I am not considering that we have attached this ECM. So now we will discuss what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages as far as CRDI system is concerned. So first we will discuss about CRDI advantages. So in last lecture we have discussed about individual pump type fuel injection system, and there we have used 4 pumps to supply for the multi-cylinder, for 4-cylinder engines. But here we use only 1 pump, which is sufficient to transfer the fuel, or which is sufficient to pressurize fuel or to supply to this engine cylinder. This is the advantage. Second, the construction of this system is very simple. Simple to design and simple for maintenance. And then third, as opening and closing of this valves will be taken place with the help of camshaft, and camshaft is again connected to the crankshaft. So according to different load and speed conditions, the fuel will be sprayed in the combustion chamber. And now we'll move towards disadvantages. So the first disadvantage, at the time of design of this fuel injector which is used in the CRDI, one should need a very accurate design. Accurate design of this fuel injector. See, we know that the opening which is provided here is very small, and this opening itself is regulated by this spring force only. So we should be very careful while designing this fuel injector. Second, there is a possibility of leakage of fuel. Where? At this portion. These are the valve seat. As I talked about, that it is only regulated with the help of this spring force. So there is always a risk of leakage of fuel at this portion, valve seat. So sometimes if this hole or this is properly not closed, then the fuel which is in the vicinity of this part may be leaked out of the cylinder, and it is not accepted. And third, as a single pump is used, we have discussed here, as we use a single pump, we have included it in advantages, because the maintenance is simple and your cost will also reduce. But here, if one single pump is used, then definitely there is always a limitation of the pressure developed on the fuel. So the pressure involved in these systems are about 200 to 350 bar only. This is because we have used only single pump. When I go for multiple pumps, then there might be the possibility that by using these pumps, we can develop a pressure till 500 bar or even more than that. We know that if the pressure is more, definitely a proper atomization will be there and will get proper combustion. So now we'll discuss distributor system or distributor type fuel injection system. Some components you will find in all the systems are same. For example, fuel supply, or we can say fuel tank. Then we'll be having one or two filter. Maybe this is a filter 1. You may find the filter here, one more filter which can be called as filter 2. And we have discussed about low pressure pump. This is low pressure pump. We know that the fuel will be transferred. This low pressure pump will take fuel from this fuel tank and which will be transferred to here. This is high pressure pump. The construction of this distributor type system and CRDI type system is little bit same, or even individual pump type system is construction again same. There is a little bit difference in this construction. However, almost all these components will remain same in every system. So the fuel will be transferred to this high pressure pump. This high pressure pump will be regulated with the help of this cam. This cam is again connected to the camshaft, where we will be having these cams 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a camshaft and on which different cams are mounted. And this movement will be transferred to this cam with the help of these gears. And again see, now the fuel from high pressure pump will be transferred. So this is controlled with the help of this cam. So the fuel supply will be controlled with the help of this cam. So this fuel, high pressurized fuel, will be transferred to the distributor. And now, as in case of CRDI, we know that we have used accumulator, but there is a little bit difference as far as this is distributor. So there is a difference in between this accumulator as in case of CRDI system and this distributor. We know that in accumulator system directly fuel supply or fuel will be accumulated in that passage, but here you will be having different, maybe you will be having this passages, different passages in the distributor system, and here also you will find these types of passage. So with the help of this different cams, you may be having these types of walls mounted here. So obviously this fuel supply, high pressurized fuel will be transferred to the distributor. Distributor is a single component which houses or which accommodates different types of distribution system or distribution pipes. So when the fuel will come from this high pressure pump, then according to this movement, if there is an upward movement of this cam, then and that case what will happen, this wall will operate, or if there is a downward movement in this way, then this wall will be opened. This wall will be coming at this position, and in that case it will be only possible to transfer the fuel to this cylinder. So this is a fuel injector. So if this is a first cylinder, first fuel will be injected in that case. So as far as the rotation of these cams will be taken place, these walls will close, and maybe this supply will be given to the different pipes. So that supply will be transferred to here. Maybe if this is open, or this will be transferred here if this wall is open and all the walls will be closed. This common supply may be transferred to different pipes, and accordingly with the help of this walls and with this cams, proper fuel will be supplied. So that is the only difference as far as CRDI and the distribution type or distributor type of fuel injection system is concerned. Same way, this fuel supply will be regulated with the help of this cam. You will find this arrangement. This is a little bit different arrangement, and otherwise remaining components are same. Remaining working is also same. Fuel tank, fuel from the fuel tank will be transferred to the high pressure pump. Through this high pressure pump, it will transfer to this distribution or distributor rather than transferring to this accumulator in case of CRDI. And then it is again transferred to this individual cylinder or individual fuel injector or individual nozzle. And now we'll move towards electronic fuel injection, which is preferred nowadays in many vehicles. So we have discussed mechanical fuel injection systems like CRDI, distributed fuel injection system, and individual pump fuel injection system. So all these systems can be combined with this electronic fuel injection system, and the main purpose is to provide the proper metering of fuel, or proper quantity of fuel is to be provided according to the different load and different speed conditions. And if you compare this electronic control or electronic fuel injection system with the mechanical system, then definitely even you are using CRDI system, distribution system, individual pump system, but still we are not getting the correct exact quantity of fuel which need to be injected in the cylinder according to this load and speed conditions. But if we club those system, mechanical systems with this electronic module, then definitely we will be getting different parameters, different advantages like power output, we'll get fuel economy, we'll get reduced emission gases. So as far as this electronic module is concerned, it may be having different sensors. Like I have written few of the sensors. Engine speed, for example, if I am considering this is the, we can call this as ECM, electronically controlled module. Sometimes it can be called as EDC, electronic diesel control. So sometimes you can call it as ECU, electronically controlled unit. So this unit is really very important, and this unit is connected to any of the mechanical engineering systems. We will consider CRDL, that is quite popular nowadays. So we have discussed, this is the accumulator. We already discussed about the CRDL. So we can club this ECU module with the CRD also, and we will get better fuel economy, power output, and reduced emission gases. We know that we connect it with high pressure pump, then through filters it is connected to the fuel tank. We know that one regulating valve is used, and this regulating valve is supplying the fuel, or fuel is supplied to the individual cylinder through this common passage. But there is no any, we have no any control in the quantity supplied. We don't know whether equal quantity is supplied to all the cylinders or not. So with the help of this ECU or ECM module, we can connect this fuel regulating valve to here. So we will connect one sensor here at dash point, so that the ECM will be able to know that how much pressure is supplied to this accumulator. Then one sensor is connected here to sense the pressure developed by this high pressure pump. Sometimes if the pump fails, or due to the maintenance, this pump is not capable to produce a proper pressure, then definitely the sensor will give the input to this ECM that the pumps need replacement. Then we know that camshaft, which may be mounted here. With the help of this camshaft, one sensor is connected to the camshaft. So whether the camshaft is rotating, or whether it is timed accurately, whether it is following the profile or designed profile, then we'll be having one sensor is mounted here at this point to sense the proper, whether the proper pressure is to be transferred. The pressure sensor is attached here also, pressure sensor is attached here also, and then there may be several sensors. In the input lines you will find a temperature sensor, so that we will be able to measure the temperature of this fuel. Then we will be having one more sensor which will measure the mass flow rate of fuel, whether the proper quantity of fuel is supplied from the fuel tank. So similarly you will be having different sensors which is attached to this ECM, and due to this, one sensor is again connected to the crankshaft rotation. If the crankshaft is mounted here, so whether output is according to the one sensor is mounted to this crankshaft, and one sensor is mounted to the pedal, accelerator pedal. So when the load will be increased, definitely we try to press the accelerator pedal. So according to this accelerator pedal, whether crankshaft is getting the movement, so accordingly all other parameters will be regulated, and this ECM or EDC try to maintain proper fuel supply to this cylinder according to different speed and load conditions. So this was about the fuel injection systems in CI engine. If you do have any questions about this injection systems, please write me in the comment box. I'll try to answer all these questions. So we'll see in my next video. Bye bye.